Virgo, welcome to your astrology reading for the month of April. And so before I get started into the actual astrology, I'm going to talk a little bit about how this is structured. And so the way that I do this, it's going to be most applicable for your rising sign, which is also your ascendant. That is how other people see you. It's still true for your sun sign, so that is how you express yourself, and then also your moon sign. And so your moon sign is how you emotionally process everything. And so really listening to all three kind of gives you that holistic picture of what's going to happen for you during the month of April. And so jumping into the month of April a little bit here. So we do have a lot of Aries energy, a lot of Taurus energy. Pluto in Aquarius will rear its head several times throughout the month. But for you, when it comes to the Aries and Taurus energy, this is going to impact you most in your 8th houses and your 9th houses. Your 8th house is the house of death and rebirth. This is transformation. This is power and control issues, intimacy issues. This could be other people's money. So think of like debt, inheritance, money that you earn from your employer. 9th house energy is all about growth and expansion, seeing things from a different perspective, that big picture perspective, realizing the truth of a situation. And so understanding how these two are going to play together, when you think about it, there's lots of ways that you can grow. You can grow through intimacy issues. You could grow your finances here. And so there's a lot that can happen here during the month of April. And so right away on April 1st, we'll have Mercury station retrograde in the sign of Aries. And so when a planet goes retrograde, it becomes a lot of internal reflection. So with Mercury, this is internal communication, processing of information. Again, this is going to happen on the 1st, but the shadow actually already started. So that started on March 18th, and then we'll be retrograde until the 25th, and then we'll go into a post-shadow period. And so it's kind of this building energy, and now we're sitting in that energy, and then we'll come down from it. And so when Mercury stations retrograde in the sign of Aries, it's not alone. It will be with Chiron, the sun, and then we'll talk about the North Node when we get to the eclipse. So right away, when Mercury stations retrograde, it's going to be square Pluto in Aquarius. Mercury in Aries, Aries is very action-oriented. And so when you think about the communication, there's something here that needs to be addressed. And when you think about retrograde, it's now an internal processing, something that you need to do, some sort of internal change that needs to happen here, or some sort of internal processing. Square Pluto, so this is going to create some obstacles and challenges to some sort of barrier that exists. Pluto in Aquarius wants to remove barriers. And so Pluto in Aquarius actually impacts your 6th house of daily routines. Mercury retrograde is sitting in your 8th house of transformation. So there's something here that is coming to light in your daily life that needs to be addressed. There's some sort of barrier that needs to come down. This is not going to feel comfortable. This is a square, so this is an obstacle or challenge. So you're going to be resisting this. You're going to hesitate to remove any kind of obstacle or barrier. But in order for you to have the necessary transformation that is coming, because it's coming, something here is going to have to change. You're going to have to take some action. And the reason I say that is because Mercury is also going to be conjunct Chiron in Aries when this happens. And so Chiron is the wounded healer in the sign of Aries. So now when you think about Mercury, so this is a lot of internal processing, a lot of internal reflection. Chiron, what wounds are coming to the surface? This is 8th house energy. So think of power and control issues, intimacy, that death and rebirth. So are you somebody who resists change here? Could that be the reason that you're not making changes in your daily life? And is there something here, because there's wounds coming to the surface. There's something about the structure that you've created for yourself, and something here is, it's become a limiting behavior. There's something here that needs to be torn down. It needs to be rebuilt in a different way with a lot more flexibility. And so this is going to depend heavily on whatever wounds are coming to the surface. Chiron is going to be a common theme throughout the month because we do have a lot of Aries energy happening here. And so another way that Aries, that Chiron energy could be coming to the surface, because this is 8th house energy, so this could be mortgages related to buying a house. Is there something here where you feel like you don't make enough money to be able to afford the house that you want? These are things, or that maybe you're not good enough to earn the money that you need in order to have the house that you want. That would be 8th house energy. And how does that relate to your daily routine? Does it require you to move? Is there something here? Does it require some sort of change that impacts you on a daily basis? And then on the 5th, we'll have Venus enter Aries. So that's going to happen at midnight. And when Venus now enters the mix, we'll have Mercury, Chiron, Sun, Venus, and again, the North Node, will all be in the sign of Aries. Venus will be conjunct Neptune and Pisces. So Venus and Aries, Venus wants to bring things together. Aries doesn't. Aries is action-oriented. We'll separate things if we need to. We'll release things if we need to. Aries is ruled by Mars, the god of war. And so Venus and Mars are kind of opposites from that perspective. But with this Venus energy, there's this emphasis on what you value, what you want, what are you trying to get out of a situation, conjunct Neptune and Pisces. And so now Neptune and Pisces is all about your goals, your dreams. So again, really, what is it that you want here? Neptune and Pisces. So Pisces occupies your 7th house of one-to-one relationships. 8th house, that Venus energy is sitting in that house of transformation. And so when it comes to maybe a marriage partner, significant other in some way, those one-to-one interpersonal relationships, what kind of significant relationship do you want in your life? And what wounds are coming to the surface as they relate to that? So when you think about marriage, what kind of intimacy issues are coming to the surface? Power and control issues. Is there something connected to money here? Maybe your spouse's income or lack of income that's coming to the surface here. These would be wounds that are coming to the surface that have an impact on your significant relationship, that very interpersonal, maybe marriage type of relationship. Venus will also be sextile Pluto and Aquarius. And so again, how does this go back to your daily routines? Because now we've got your marriage partner or significant other. We've got this transformation, these wounds are coming to the surface. There is some sort of action required in order for you to have what you want here, in order to put things into balance. And Pluto and Aquarius. So now what changes need to happen in your daily life? This is giving you the opportunity where a couple of days before, you might have noticed that something needs to change in your daily life. You might have resisted, but now you're being given the opportunity. It's an easier energy to work with when it becomes this sextile energy. And then a few days later, so we'll have the solar eclipse, we'll have the new moon in Aries. So the new moon itself is going to happen at 2:21 in the afternoon. Right before that is the eclipse. The eclipse itself will be exact at 2:17 p.m. Eastern time. So what this really means is we've got the sun and the moon. They're at the same spot in the sky, the same degree point, but so is Chiron. They're all in the sign of Aries. And so we've got the sun. So this is really highlighting what wounds are coming to the surface because of Chiron. So we've got your sun, you're seeing things, you're expressing things. We've got the moon, and now your emotions are in the mix with this wound. And so this is a really significant solar eclipse. All for you, all of these wounds that sit in that 8th house energy, these intimacy issues, power and control, this death and rebirth, this transformation that needs to take place is coming to the surface. It's being highlighted here. You're going to see it. It's going to be really almost impossible to miss here. We'll also have the sun and moon conjunct Mercury, so Mercury retrograde. And so the wound is coming to the surface. Mercury retrograde is about an internal reflection. Okay, so how do I handle this? What's happening here? What triggered this? Because something here is going to trigger it. There's something connected to this eclipse where it's going to be triggered. And so you're going to need to really focus on your internal emotions and your internal processing of this wound to really get to the core of why is it coming to the surface, what triggered it, how do I heal from it, and then maybe what kind of barriers exist, because Mercury will also be square Pluto and Aquarius. And so again, with your daily routines, so when it comes to your daily routines, they're structured in such a way that the wound wouldn't be triggered. And so now it's, okay, well, I need to deal with this wound. In order to deal with this wound, I need to make some adjustments here in my daily life. Or as a result of healing this wound, changes are going to happen in my daily life. And so there could be something here, again, connected to that significant, maybe marriage partner and your daily life, and really understanding, did you build a life that doesn't allow you to have that type of relationship because you're afraid of letting anybody get close? Again, because that would be a wound. Probably experienced it earlier in your life, or it could be a wound from a previous life. I mean, that's definitely the case. But this is all coming to the surface. So what needs to change in your daily life? Because you're still resisting it here. You're being given up different opportunities throughout the month, but there's a lot of resistance to changing what feels comfortable for you. And then on the 19th at 10 o'clock in the morning, we'll have Sun enter Taurus. And so When the sun enters Taurus, sun is all about that self-expression. It's highlighting things. It's really shining a light on everything that's happening here. Taurus is all about what you value. It's ruled by Venus. So think about harmony and balance and just all of these things that you like and you want and you value and you want more of in your life. And so the sun in Taurus will be conjunct Chiron in Aries. And so this is about how do you ground, how do you understand and maybe kind of use that Taurus grounding energy, focusing on what you value to address that wound that's coming to the surface, or maybe even multiple wounds, or that trigger that happened. Because for you, the impact here is ninth house, eighth house. So ninth house is Taurus. And so when you think about Taurus energy, how do you ground yourself in this? Like, what kind of expansion do you want in your life? What is it that you want to go after? And how does that relate to this wound that's coming to the surface? This is really for you specifically, giving you this opportunity to really grow by healing this trigger. Whatever this trigger is that's coming to the surface, you have a real opportunity here to focus on your own personal growth, seeing the truth of a situation, maybe understanding that this trigger happened because of X and how do I deal with that? Understanding that I've always kept people at arm's length because of intimacy issues, power and control issues, or maybe financial issues. I don't earn enough money, whatever it is, whatever is coming to the surface here as it relates to that transformation. This is really giving you this opportunity to expand, do something that will allow you to really kind of break it, heal from it. We'll also have the sun square Pluto in Aquarius. And again, your daily routines are coming into the mix a lot here. And so that's that Pluto and Aquarius energy. And so in order for you to grow and expand here, changes are going to be required when it comes to your daily routine, because you have built this life for yourself to cater to this wound that you're now trying to heal. And so this is where something needs to change here, but it's a square. So there's going to be a lot of conflict, a lot of hesitation on your part in order to make that happen. And then on the 20th, we'll have Jupiter conjunct Uranus. So that's going to happen at 10:27 in the evening Eastern time. And so Jupiter is all about growth and expansion in the sign of Taurus. So Taurus, again, what you value, relationships being one of those things that you value. Uranus now is all about change. And so all of this energy is sitting in the ninth house. Jupiter is actually the natural ruler of the ninth house, so it's a lot of that same type of energy. So it's seeing the truth of a situation. It's knowing that you want to grow and expand. Uranus, what needs to change, because that would be some sort of liberating change with Uranus energy. And so again, really kind of focusing on your ninth house energy and maybe even some changes that need to happen within you, happen within your relationship in order for you to be able to grow here. And then on the 23rd, we'll have the full moon in Scorpio. So that's going to happen at 7:49 p.m. Eastern time. And so when this happens, we have the sun and the moon. They're at opposite points in the sky. I mean, that's what that is. So they're directly across from each other. So it creates this kind of push-pull. And with the moon in Scorpio, this is a lot about feeling through that transformation. This is giving you that opportunity to really grow through whatever is happening here. Sun in Taurus, again, we're highlighting what it is that you value, what it is that you want. So how do you want to grow? How do you want to heal yourself with that ninth house energy? And we've got the moon in Scorpio, third house. So this could be communication. What kind of conversations need to take place in order for you to grow? Because that third house, this opposition is telling me that that third house opportunity to communicate, it's not going to be easy, because there is this push-pull. You are going to be emotionally trying to transform and maybe have that type of conversation in order to be able to move forward. We'll also have the moon in Scorpio square Pluto in Aquarius. And so again, more conflict, more challenge when it comes to removing barriers. And so when it comes to this conversation, this is going to feel uncomfortable. This is about you expressing yourself and really expressing your feelings and the kind of transformation that you're going through. On the 25th, we'll have Mercury station direct. And so when Mercury stations direct, now instead of thinking things internally and maybe processing everything internally, this would give you an opportunity to express it outward. And so where maybe full moon in Scorpio was kind of helping you release some of this resistance, now with Mercury stationing direct at 8:54 in the morning on the 25th, now you can really kind of maybe talk about it, because Mercury is going to be conjunct Venus in Taurus. And so again, what it is that you value, what it is that you want, what kind of transformation, Venus in Aries. Venus doesn't enter Taurus for a couple days. So Mercury will be conjunct Venus in Aries, and that Venus in Aries energy is sitting in your 8th house of transformation. So now it is easier to have that conversation about the changes that are necessary in your life in order to be able to go after exactly what you want, or to have really that significant relationship that you want, that daily routine that's going to align with the relationship that you want, with the transformation that's taking place within you. Venus enters Taurus, so that's going to happen on the 29th at 7:32 in the morning Eastern time. And so when Venus moves into Taurus, Venus will be conjunct the Sun in Taurus. And so again, Sun in Taurus, it's really highlighting what it is that you value. And now we've got Venus in the mix. Again, Venus is the ruler of Taurus, so it's more of that energy, and it's giving you a lot of focusing on what matters the most to you. What do you value? What do you want? What do you want when it comes to relationships? Because that's Venus energy. And so thinking about, how do you want to grow your relationships? How do you want to grow who you are? Seeing things from that big picture perspective, that's that 9th house energy. Venus will also be conjunct Chiron in Aries. And so again, that wound that's coming to the surface, maybe related to intimacy, power and control. Again, could be money, probably more of the intimacy issues. And then how do you use this Taurus energy to really heal from it? How do you incorporate what it is that you value and use that to really help you heal from this wound? Because this is a conjunction, so this is giving you a really blending of the energies. It's showing you how to heal from this. We'll also have Venus and the Sun both square Pluto in Aquarius. And so again, your daily routine is coming into play here. Obstacles and challenges. So you're seeing and you're recognizing a lot of this wound that's coming to the surface, but there is this real hesitation. You're going to make some emotional changes to yourself during the month of April. But when it comes to this daily routine, you're not quite ready. Or maybe you are, and you're going to overcome these obstacles and challenges, but it does show up pretty frequently. And so there's this resistance to changes in your daily life in order to have that significant marriage type of relationship that you want, based on the kind of growth that you want with that connection, the changes that are taking place within you, those intimacy issues that are coming to the surface here. So, I mean, you can, with a square, you can overcome it, but it's just not going to be an easy battle. Then on the 30th, we'll have Mars enter Aries. And so that's going to happen on the 30th at 11:33 in the morning Eastern time. And so we'll have Chiron, Mercury, and Mars all in the sign of Aries, with Mars being the ruler of Aries. And so that energy is going to be just more amplified because it's at home here. Mars likes to take action, so does Aries. And Mars in Aries will be conjunct Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces is all about your dreams, your goals, what it is that you want. And so with this Mars conjunct Neptune, it's about the actions you want to take as they relate to your dreams. So now we're looking at 8th house energy, this transformation that you want to take place within you as it relates to that one-to-one, that significant relationship. So in order to have that type of relationship that you want, that really significant, maybe marriage partner type of relationship that you want, this is giving you an opportunity to take action to get it. We'll also have Mars. It'll be sextile both the moon and Pluto in the sign of Aquarius. And so this is where your 6th house is coming into play again. This is your daily routine. So the action as it relates to really creating the type of home life that you want, removing any barriers that may exist here. Again, Mars, very action-oriented. This is a sextile, so the opportunity is going to be there for you to create the type of home environment, more daily life than anything else, because daily life encompasses so much more. It encompasses not just your home life, but it's your work, it's maybe your eating habits, your exercise routine. All of those things are part of that 6th house energy. And so you're being given an opportunity to really make the emotional changes that you want, take action on that, remove those obstacles and barriers. So this is going to be your best bet to start taking those changes or start making those changes. We'll also have Mars sextile Jupiter in Taurus. And so again, Mars sitting in Aries, sitting in your house of transformation, that death and rebirth. Jupiter in Taurus is sitting in your 9th house. So what is it that you want to expand? What is it you want to grow? And so really it's taking, again, the you're going after a specific type of relationship. It's about healing from old intimacy issues and allowing yourself to have that deep connection with another person where maybe before you just weren't ready. And what kind of changes need to happen in your daily life. But it's not even just that. This transformation is meant to grow you as a person, and so that you can grow that relationship as well. And so again, it's a sextile, so it's an opportunity. You will have to take action if this is something that you want to do, but it is there. And so Virgo, I know this is like a pretty heavy reading for the month of April, and so it's probably a good idea to listen to your other signs as well to really understand how else this is impacting you. So Virgo, this is your reading. I hope some of it resonates as far as like you actually identifying those wounds and being able to heal from those wounds. I know we're all going to be going through it in some sort of way. It's going to impact us all a little bit different. So hopefully you have a better understanding of who you are and kind of where you're going at the end of this, and that you can have this deeper connection with another person that you're seeking. So if this resonates, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.